your weather headlines. Again, heat advisory, I-65 and west today, storm chance late day. We're going to look at that with hour by hour with the weather models here in just a few minutes and talking more and more about that relief. 95 for that afternoon high. And again, with the play ball forecast, this has impacted a lot of schools around the area, this heat advisory. So either things are going to be delayed or canceled as far as outdoor activities for today. And here's look, these are as corny as can be. These are free, stupid summer dad jokes, but you might want your money back, even though they're free. But here we go. We've got 3 of them lined up for you. What does the Frisbee look forward to all year? A summer fling. Yeah, why not? Why do pirates like swimming so much? They love all the cannonballs. Who doesn't like to do a nice big cannonball into the lake or the pool? Finally, why are elephants always ready to swim? They're wearing trunks all the time. All right, I'm going to give those 4 out of 10. Feel free to judge the summer dad jokes. Again, these jokes are free. I'm looking around for them for you. Our weather pattern is going to be pretty quiet the rest of this month, so you might be getting more of these corny groaners, these dad jokes. So there you go. We've got Alice Young popping in. Bring on the coolness. You got it. And what's cool about the coolness, we've been talking about this for like a week and a half, and I love to see the Ben on a Limb segment come into fruition. It actually happens because when you go on a limb, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Speaking of which, we're going to do that here in just a little bit. That's when we'll look at the long-range outlook. So this is what I saw this morning for the first time. It is August, and this is when the big orb weavers come out. Those are the huge Charlotte's Web spiders. This big, I think they're all females that get this big and look like this. She set up near our light outside on the deck, and she's got a perfect spot to catch a bunch of bugs. And they are very friendly. They don't really mess with you unless you mess with them. I mean, I've touched them before, but I usually leave them alone, obviously. But the beautiful big orb weaver, she was cleaning up her net or her web, putting it away, and then it's cool to watch them make that later on in the evening. So Ben at 10, you're going to get some nature segments, and you're going to get some stupid dad jokes, and then you're going to get the forecast. So that's what you're going to get. All right. We've got the Kentucky State Fair. You can learn more, kystatefair.org. Hot start this week we've had so far with the heat advisory today, but hey, we've got relief for the rest of this week. It's going to be great to get out there very soon. We're doing that countdown every day as well. Before 8 p.m. sunsets in 2 weeks. Autumn begins in just over a month, average highs in the 70s, although we'll get a taste of that early next week in 36 days, average highs in the 60s in 2 months, right at August 19th. Our allergy report is high today. I might be feeling this a little bit, but we're in the ragweed season. Sometimes you see that on the edge of the fields and along the highways, that yellow wildflower, that's the ragweed. UV index, a very high level of 9 for today, so easy to burn out there. Your forecast summary for today, heat advisory along and west of I-65. That heat index could climb to around 100 or above, otherwise 95. Evening storm chance, which again we'll look at hour by hour with the high-res data. Southwest wind at 5 to 10, our sunset at 8:30. Tonight, a shower or storm possible, low 72 degrees, partly cloudy. And then our forecast tomorrow for your Wednesday, August the 20th, 72 out the door, 82 at noon, 87. That's looking better. The humidity is going to be dropping. Dew points in the 60s. You'll be feeling better out there. Sun up at 7:02, sunset at 8:29 tomorrow. Also to note here, our average low has dropped a little bit to the upper 60s. Our average highs are going to be dropping to about a degree. So we're now past what is typically the hottest part of the year. So right on time, we're seeing a cooler 7-day forecast. 87 tomorrow, 86 on Thursday, a little cooler at nighttime in the upper 60s. 88 Friday, 89 Saturday. Now here comes the next front, Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's going to drop us to 85 Sunday, upper 50s for lows Sunday night. And I've got upper 70s in that forecast Monday, Tuesday. the driest air, meaning the lowest dew points we've seen since perhaps May. So this is going to be a game-changing weather pattern here for us through the long run. So that takes us all the way through the 26th of August. We'll take a little bit longer look past that as we look at the bend on the limb segment and pop up those weather models. But yeah, just feast your eyes on that nice change right there. That is fantastic. Probably too dry. Like we need the rainfall, and there'll be a lot of us that miss out on the rain today. But phenomenal looking way to wrap up the month there in the long range outlook. Okay, let's start to dig into that weather model data one more time. Cheers here. I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute. All right, let me remove that and bring this back up. So here's the setup, and then we'll dig in here. So there is Hurricane Erin just to the east of the Bahamas, staying off the east coast of the United States today and tomorrow and Thursday. Active weather to our northwest along that front. Now let's bring up the dew points. I want to show you kind of the contrast that's out there right now. And so as we load this up here, there is actually a little bit of a difference in the dew points. That's why there is a heat advisory west of I-65. Notice to the east, the dew points are in the 60s. That is more feel-good air east of 65. We've had this kind of little wall of drier air, slightly drier air over the eastern half of the area. And then you go west, you start to run into dew points in the 70s. So there is even a little bit of a contrast in the dry air and the muggy air over us right now. So we are going to get the 60s dew points on the way tomorrow. And then we're going to get this really good stuff early next week. I'm almost to the level where I'm ready to say, I promise. The weather can always change. But take a look at the confidence, not only with myself, but also with the Climate Prediction Center with their 6 to 10 day outlook. So what this means is a really high confidence in below normal temperatures over the entire region here to finish off August. So we like that. We like to see that high confidence. And the warmer weather goes out to the west. All right, let's go ahead and bring up now look at the storm chance for today. We'll bring up future radar. We'll start with, as you know, sometimes we're repetitive on the show, meaning we'd like to keep the same kind of flow, but if there's any maps that you want to take a look at, let me know. But this is today with the high resolution rapid refresh weather model. I'm going to take this into the afternoon. Pretty quiet conditions. So areas northwest, closer to the front, will get the active weather first. This is at 2 p.m. around I-70. I'm going to push this ahead to 4 o'clock. All right, so the first to see maybe a pop-up shower would be around Highway 50 in Indiana, Bedford, Seymour, and North Vernon. And then this is at around 5 o'clock today. So this updates every hour, so it's getting fresh data in here. So most of our afternoon is looking dry, and again, just very hot out there. This is at 6 o'clock. And then 7 o'clock, we're starting to see an increasing chance of some of these downpours across the area. So getting closer to sunset, the increasing chance of some of these showers and thunderstorms. And now it would go to 8 p.m. There we can see that starting to move into the area. Yeah, my son's tennis match got pushed from 4:30 to 7 o'clock. Hopefully we dodge that rain chance that starts to develop around that time as well. This is around 9 p.m. The trend shows, so remember that drier air east of I-65? The trend shows a higher chance of some of these showers and thunderstorms in the muggier air west of I-65, which would make sense. And then at 10 o'clock, there you can see a chance for a few of these showers around, especially out to the west of I-65. Kind of a random scattering of some of these downpours that are around 11 p.m. Here's midnight. We're going to 1 o'clock. And that front, by the way, this is just after midnight. Can you see it? If you kind of put all these little scattered downpours together, there's the front starting to move through the region during the overnight hours. All right, moving ahead to 2 o'clock in the morning, southern Indiana starting to dry out, although not everybody getting in on that rainfall. So this is the NAM 3-kilometer weather model. I'm going to go back to around lunchtime today, just comparing and contrasting the two weather models. And this shows mostly dry conditions at lunchtime. Here's at 3 o'clock today. It shows some of these showers popping up in that muggier air out to the west towards Evansville sooner than the HRRR weather model. This is at around 4 o'clock. Again, the trend on both weather models, a higher rain chance west of I-65. But this is around 5 o'clock. It shows a pop-up shower possible a little sooner than the HRRR weather model. So in general, late afternoon, evening time, a better chance of a few of these showers and thunderstorms out there. This is at 6 p.m. We'll go 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock. So around sunset, starting to see that increasing chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms as that front is dropping right on top of our area. And just like the HRRR weather model at 2 o'clock in the morning, we start to see that chance of rain dropping south of southern Indiana and into central and southern Kentucky during the overnight. This is around 3 o'clock in the morning. So there you go, starting to drop that to the south. So this is the dew point map. And as we go into tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, we're starting to see those lower dew points working into the area. So it'll start to feel better, maybe a little bit muggier still over parts of the Commonwealth. But level 1 of the relief on the way tomorrow. Level 2 is Sunday. Bringing up the temperatures here tomorrow afternoon. Not going to be that cool. This is at 4 p.m. tomorrow, but it obviously it's showing a drop in temperatures. That is too much. The models are too crazy there with that drop in the temperatures. It'll be in the 80s tomorrow instead of the 90s, but not the 70s. So I'm gonna throw that out there. Not that cool. All right. So there's our rain chance for today. I'm going to go and we're going to look ahead to the more significant drop in the temperatures. Let me bring up. So these are the temps today out there. There you go. We're in the 90s. It's hot. Not feeling good. These are heat index numbers around 100 or above for many locations, a little lower east of I-65. So one last day of the heat wave around here. And let's bring up the GFS weather model for tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow, our move-in day to IU. It's looking good. This is more like it. So it's going to be cooler the farther north you go, a little warmer south. I mean, but come on, guys. There it is. We're looking better tomorrow. Stage 1 of the relief. Not one, but 2 cool fronts moving through this week. Okay. It is about time that we look at the long-range data, and that means it is time for all right, the Ben on a limb. All right, a couple more comments that have popped in before we get to all of that. Angela Epperson saying, good morning, Ben. Better days are moving in soon, but there are... have an awesome day. Go with the flow. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Lillian Lasley, good morning to you. Perry Porter, running late as usual. No biggie, because we're going to recap everything for you. That's awesome forecast. I'll pay $5 to hear that. All right. Priceless forecast is what we'll call it. All right, let's get back to the data here at 10:27 on your Tuesday morning. So I'm going to go from Saturday to Sunday is the next big change. So that's what we're going to jump ahead to. And Saturday is the 23rd. So let's go 23rd afternoon. Or we're probably looking at upper 80s Saturday afternoon. So there you go. Maybe a little cool over parts of Indiana. So there's our Saturday, right? 80s. Not bad at all. And now let's go to the next front moving through the region. I'm going to push this ahead to Sunday morning, 8 a.m. And this is the next front. You can see it right here, right? And that is going to be a significant change. That is the Canadian front. So take a look. Look at this air mass that's winning the battle. It's pretty cool, like when you look at it. So Canadian air pushing all of that mugginess down south. It doesn't hurt that we've got a hurricane going up this way, and that also kind of gives us this north flow as well. All right, so as we zoom back in, let's look at that more dramatic drop in temperatures across the region. So this is Sunday morning at 8 a.m. It's showing 50s already for parts of Indiana. I think we're talking lower 60s for Sunday morning. Sometimes these model map temperatures are a little cooler than reality, but there is the first good drop in temperatures. This will be the driest, coolest air mass, I think, since around June 2nd. And that was 78 days ago. And maybe even some of the driest air since May. Now I'm going to jump ahead to Monday, August the 25th. Look at that. This has been consistent in the weather models now for a long time. If you've seen my Facebook page, you saw me posting about this. And thankfully, it hasn't backed off on this relief, showing even some upper 40s over central Indiana. So I'm just going to let you look at that full screen for a minute. And again, some rare air that we haven't seen in a while. Marcelin Wilson, come on fall. This is definitely a little taste of fall. What do we call that? False fall in the summertime. You just get this little taste of it. September, it can bring the heat as well. So we will definitely enjoy our last week of August feeling like autumn out there. So that is fantastic. All right, I'll let you feast your eyes on that for a little bit. Let's go to the high temperatures later in the day for Monday, August the 25th. And again, I don't think it's going to be that cool. I think it will be in the 70s. I think we'll probably be upper 70s. I would tack on more degrees than what it's showing here. But this is at 5 p.m. on Monday. So again, coolest in months on the way early next week. Clearing that out. What about those dew points? That's very important as well. Look at this extremely dry air dropping in. Dew points in the 40s. It's crazy. We're going to have to start going on jogs. I'm going to have to start getting on a healthier routine here with weather like this. This is going to provide some inspiration. So think about this. Our dew points now are at 70. That muggy air that's in place, the dew points could be about 25, 30 degrees lower than that. I mean, that is a remarkable change in our weather pattern. So where's the muggy air go? It goes way down south. And again, that Canadian air just winning the battle and pushing all the mugginess down south. They might even get some relief down here in Alabama and Georgia. I mean, this is a big time change. So how long could this last? So let's go ahead and go to definitely through Tuesday. I'll take this to Wednesday, the 27th. So a good 8 days from now. Let's see if we start to see the increase. No, we're still in good shape next Wednesday. I will go to next Thursday, the 28th. Dry air still looks like it's in place. We're going to bring up the temperature. So this is next Thursday. It still shows that we do not have the heat returning. That's the 28th, going to the 29th. I think that's the Friday, the 29th. And let me bring up the dew point again. Still not bad across the area. That would be another front right here. Ahead of a front, it gathers a little moisture. So that might be another reinforcing shot of cool air if that were to happen. Let me go to the 30th. I'm guessing that's a Saturday, I believe. And yeah, the 30th is a Saturday. So maybe a front starts to move into the area around that time. We would need rainfall by that time. And so maybe there's a little bit of a warm up the following weekend, our final weekend of August. Going to Sunday, August the 31st. Sunday wraps up August. And it looks like maybe another front moves through around that time. All right, with all of that said, we will take it. And a big reason for this big change is the upper level winds are making a big change. Let me go to Monday, the 25th. And take a look at this. Here's the big why. If you're asking why, dip in the jet stream. So the wind is flowing like that, opens the door to the cool Canadian air. The heat goes retrogrades back out here to the west, and we fill in this trough with that cool Canadian air. So we get to enjoy what the Great Lakes gets to enjoy much of the summertime. So major weather pattern change on the way. It's coming in 2 stages. Tonight, stage 1, we drop to the 80s, a little bit lower humidity through Saturday. Stage 2, the bigger relief on the way. And so if you're tired of the heat and humidity, we have got some good stuff on the way. Looking forward to that. So that has been